2, 3. morning. Buenos dias. My name is Chloe Emily. I use she, they pronouns, and I serve gratefully on your staff team as the communications coordinator. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno, California during this holiday season. Welcome to everyone on our online church campus. Welcome to everyone on our Alluvial Avenue church campus. And welcome to everyone joining the service later on Facebook or YouTube. We are one congregation in many places. We honor and respect the indigenous peoples on whose land our Alluvial Avenue campus sits. As part of this recognition, we encourage you to learn more about the history of the Yokuts peoples and to support or visit the following resources: the Native American Rights Fund and National Indian Education Association. You are welcome no matter your race, culture of origin, age, spiritual background, or religious beliefs. Your neurodiversity is welcome here. You are welcome no matter your disabilities, level of formal education, or amount of money in your bank account. Those of us who are lesbian, gay, bi, transgender, non-binary, gender fluid, gender expansive, or unable to be captured by any word are welcome here. We are welcome with or without documentation. All are welcome here. Todos son bienvenidos aquí. If you are on our virtual campus and want your joy, sorrow, concern, or gratitude to be included in today's service, just text it to us at 559-209-4977. You can also type it into the chat box. But you have to do it right now, so we have time to gather them to share later in the service. Be sure to include your name as well, so we know who you are. Now, in our Alluvial Avenue sanctuary, in the chat box, or in the silence of our own hearts, let us take a moment to say buenos dias and greet one another.
As we prepare to enter into this sacred time of being together, let's allow the gentle sound of the tingsha to carry us to that quiet place within.
It's water to die, only for me to know. Buenos dias. My name is Riva Guimon. My pronouns are she, her, and I serve as a member of your worship arts team. If you have a candle or chalice with you on our online campus, bring it close, as we'll be lighting it soon. This morning, our chalice lighting words come from Reverend Scott Taylor. Think, friends, of the sky, of the stars that dance like fireworks overhead. Think of the trees, budding or bare, and the rivers and rain. All are a part of this living, breathing earth that makes our living and breathing possible. Think too, and look at the faces that surround you. What a wonder it is that we don't have to travel this world alone. All of it is a miracle. All of it is a mystery. All of it deserves our awe. And so, may this light we now kindle, and this time we now share, illuminate the astonishing preciousness of it all. In that spirit, please light your chalice or candle at home as Tim kindles the flame in our Alluvial Ave chalice. Let us rise now in body or spirit and join in singing the song of praise for all that is our life, led by the incomparable Doug Mayer.
2, 3, 4.
For all that is our life, we sing our thanks and praise. For all life is a gift which we are called to use to build a common good and make our own days glad. For needs which others serve, for services we give, for work and its rewards, for hours of rest and love, we come with praise and thanks. For all that is our life, for sorrow we must bear, for failures, pain and loss, for each new thing we learn, for fearful hours that pass, we come with praise and thanks. For all that is our life, for all that is our life, we sing our thanks and praise. For all life is a gift which we are called to use to build a common good and make our own days glad.
I invite us to remain standing as we join together in our church covenant. El amor es la doctrina de esta iglesia, la búsqueda de la verdad es su sacramento y el servicio es su oración. Habitar juntos en paz, buscar la verdad con libertad y servir a la humanidad juntos, con el fin de que todas las almas puedan crecer en armonía con lo divino. Esto es lo que pactamos unos con otros. We affirm that love is the doctrine of this church, the quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. We strive to dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow in harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other. Please be seated. About a year and a half ago, the congregation as a whole unanimously voted to add an 8th principle to our previous 7 principles of Unitarian Universalism. It was a challenge to each one of us to look within ourselves and also within this congregation and within our Unitarian Universalist denomination at large, and to begin to learn about, acknowledge, and transform white supremacy culture. Our Mosaic Makers team, which is one of the teams guiding us in this challenge, has asked various members of the congregation to reflect on this. And today we have Lynette Bassman.
I try to do the right thing whenever I can. At work, I give my best effort. I pay my bills on time, I drive the speed limit, I vote. I try to be kind and fair to everybody. Notice I said I try. Treating people with respect and dignity, no matter how much they differ from me, is something I really want to do. But what I'm finding out is that it's harder than I think it is, and wanting it isn't enough. Here's an example. I'm a psychotherapist, so after every session, I write a progress note. About a year ago, a long-term client told me that she wanted to start transitioning to a female body. She had a name picked out. So that day in my note, I started using the female pronouns in her new name. But when I was reading that note in preparation for the next session, I found out that I had inadvertently used the male pronouns a couple of times. So I buckled down and tried harder. Some time has passed, and still sometimes I get it wrong. Every time I'm pissed at myself for it. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. Not that I do everything perfectly, but I get mad at myself when I don't. I feel a conflict between how I want to think about myself and my action. I struggle to integrate these two ideas about myself. About 5 years ago, I made a New Year's resolution to improve my posture. But it's been hard, and I'm still working on it. I thought it would have become automatic by now. I guess that's what I'm going to have to do about not being a white supremacist, and in everything else that I am, supremacist. Keep working on it, and remember that I'm still a good person, even if I mess up sometimes.
Thank you, Lynette. So I invite us to take a moment and just breathe in the luscious air, breathing in peace. We hold a moment, we breathe out love. And again, let's together breathe in peace. We hold a moment, we breathe out love. And one more time. Together, we breathe in peace, we hold, we breathe out love. As we continue breathing together with the intention to recall ourselves to our best self again, I invite us to imagine that we are allowing that breath to carry us back over the last week, the last 7 days of our living. And as we do, a question for reflection. In the last week, when did you offer understanding or compassion? Each week, we create space to be human, to acknowledge our humanness, which means each one of us is beautiful, and each one of us has some broken pieces as well. We all are works in progress. But we create the space, and we invite us, if we feel so moved, to share together a personal joy, a concern, a gratitude, a sorrow. This is a little bit of what is alive in the room, written on a card at the entranceway to the sanctuary or texted from our virtual campus. Someone who, for their name, just drew a beautiful heart, celebrating 8 years sobriety on December 10th, 8 years of abstinence from compulsive eating on December 10th. Lauren at the drums is gratitude that Shohei Ohtani is on the Dodgers? Go Blue. He always manages to do that. We're also hearing from Christina on our virtual campus, celebrating a joy for food and heat, and a concern for A. Robinson of Fresno and their family. We also have a sorrow being shared. Yesterday, I lost my oldest, dearest friend of 70 years. Even though apart, we were inseparable. My heart is broken yet again. And for that person who shared that anonymously, we hold you in light and love. Also, we hold Jackie in light and love as she grieves the loss of her precious Coco, 14 years of canine companionship. We continue to grieve the loss of life in so many places around the world. At this time, when we sing about peace on earth, we know that that is a distant hope for so many people. We also remember our beloveds, those who cannot be with us today because of mobility, because of illness, recovery from surgery. We remember Jenny R., who is recovering from scheduled surgery. Shout out to Jenny on the virtual campus. We also remember Margaret H., Bev F., Glenda R., Pat M., and Babs E. And so for all of this and all those things that we hold in the silence of our own hearts, we light our candle of community. We have a tradition here at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno that on the first anniversary of the passing into the mysteries of death of a member, we light a candle, which I, if somebody is very good at noticing, did not put on the candle table. So Lorenzo is going to play some traveling music as I vanish into the Holy of Holies and then return with that memorial candle. I think that Linda Godot-Hallstone would have had a chuckle at that. She was a bright and energetic spirit, had this amazing positive attitude that she brought to everything. She had a sense of playful fun and exuberance and a love of family, a deep and long friendships with many people, and of course, her long and loving marriage to Kenny. And so we light our candle of remembrance for Linda Godot-Hallstone. Knowing that this holiday season can be a hard time for many of us amidst all the color and song and celebration, can be hard when we're grieving a loss or wrestling with anxiety or depression. And so these words are for us. Comfort me, consuélame.
Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Consuélame, 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 oh mi alma. Consuélame, 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 oh mi alma. Speak to me, speak to me, speak to me, oh me no. Speak to me, speak to me, speak to me, oh my soul. Háblame, 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 oh mi alma. Háblame, 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 oh mi alma. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul.
And then words of prayer, and then music of celebration from our virtual campus.
Spirit of life, fuente de amor, source of wonder and mystery some of us call God. Guide us in remembering to stop, to step back and watch the dance with a gentle smile that embraces the bustle but does not feel pulled to pursue more. Fill us with the wonder we seek. May we find it in the pause, that bit between breaths where we notice. Here, a leaf is trembling. Now, a bird does call. Twinkling lights of a child's eyes at play burn brighter than any strand of bulbs. It is the dance of spirits, winter grasses yet green, a stranger's softening smile, call of geese sailing south, all of creation connected where the magic truly lies. May we lay back in this beauty in which we are already and have always been whole. And may her peace be enough reason to celebrate. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen.
Amen.
Que así sea. Bendito sea. Amen.
Honor the dark as you do the light. Receive the gifts that come to us by day and by night. I choose to honor the dark, uncertainty and change. Deliver us from fear until only love remains. Honor the dark as you do the light. Receive the gifts that come to us by day and by night. I choose to honor the dark, uncertainty and change. Deliver us from fear until only love remains. Honor the dark as you do the light. Receive the gifts that come to us by day and by night. I choose to honor the dark, uncertainty and change. Deliver us from fear until only love remains. Honor the dark as you do the light. Receive the gifts that come to us by day and by night. I choose to honor the dark, uncertainty and change. Deliver us from fear until only love remains. Honor the dark.
The gift. I learned at a very young age that I would never be able to give birth. I was not career-oriented at the time. The career was becoming a mom. I was fortunate to have a great role model in my own mother. As I sat sobbing in the office with this news, the doctor put his hand on my shoulder for comfort and said, "I'm sorry, I'd like to stay, but I have to go deliver a baby." Really, he said that. I hope he had better manners later. Once home, I was on my front porch grieving. My neighbor came over and she sat next to me, and I choked out what I had learned. And she shared with me that her pregnancies and giving birth was a wonderful experience, but that it paled to actually raising and parenting her 2 children. And that message was a gift for me. I knew that the future held adoption as the option to build my family. I would learn the gift of adoption would be so much more than me becoming a parent. I would learn the triad of adoption. It was 10 years later, I married a really great guy who had 3 beautiful daughters from a prior marriage. So when we got together, knowing one can literally put in an order with adoption, color, age, gender. My husband is Black, I'm Hispanic and Native American, and he decided he wanted a son this time. So we put in for a racially mixed boy up to the age of 3. This was in the 80s, and we would literally receive Xerox copies of pictures of these little guys to consider. I was just in a hurry. I wanted to become a mom. I had been attending baby showers for all my peers, and I was ready to have my baby shower, and my child. One day, we walked into the adoption agency, and they asked us if we would please consider their biracial little girl, Natasha. With the unfair advantage, showed us a beautiful 8x10 colored portrait of their 12-month-old in a lovely red dress and bonnet, taken from a loving foster care home. We fell deeply in love, and 2 months later, we brought her home. Footnote, we will never see her in a dress. She expresses herself as a male. Go figure. Not all adoptions are how we would describe ours, though for me, it was the balance that I appreciate the universe provided. There are those of us that are unable to give birth, and those that are unable to parent. It's beautiful and spiritual with all its complications, but it's how the universe brought us together, and it was our gift. There's painful experiences on both sides, yet the gift of relationships can develop. By the way, my husband did get a son. In fact, we have 2 sons. We went on to experience the gift of an open adoption with one of our sons, ongoing relationship with his birth mother as we raised him. We had the experience of influencing the system as foster parents, learning the gift when children can reunite with their parents whenever possible, and how it's a forever gift when we played a role in that reunification. The best gifts are those that we can re-gift or pass on because of how it has impacted my life, so others can benefit as well. Gifts that are not under the tree or in a box with a price tag in case you need to return. They are forever, referenced back throughout our lives, and sometimes come to us as a result of a painful experience. Thank you.
I invite us to rise in body or spirit as we sing "'Tis a Gift to Be Simple."
1, 2, 3.
Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend, we shan't be ashamed to turn will be our delight, till by turning we come round right. Gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight.
Please be seated. And how about another round of applause for Stolen Thunder? So every once in a while, a minister writes a sermon, and then the more they think about it, the more they read it, the more they practice it at 5 a.m. on a Sunday morning, you suddenly realize that some people might experience those words quite differently than what you first intended when you wrote the sermon title, "The Gifts That Matter Most." And so I want to just be clear that we're going to be exploring hunger for more material things than we need, and not about a hunger for the justice, equity, and access to the resources that we deserve by nature of us being human, being alive. I'm happy with what I have. A decade ago, this very week, in fact, I heard a story on NPR. It touched my heart then, and it's really stuck with me ever since. I think about it often, especially in the holiday season, especially when I feel that inevitable pull to get caught up in the commercialism and consumption that so successfully permeates Christmas time. These were the words of Marianne Bachletter, a retired corporate banker in San Francisco. I'm a docent at the California Academy of Sciences. A few weeks ago, I was visiting with this lovely family at the Academy's Swamp exhibit. Their young son was just fascinated by the albino alligator and asked many, many, many questions about him. As the family was leaving, I asked the boy if he'd like a sticker to put on his shirt. He quickly chose the alligator sticker. The boy's younger brother spent time going through all the sticker choices, one by one by one by one, before choosing a butterfly. The boy who had chosen first then said softly to his father, "I didn't see the frog sticker. I would have chosen the frog." His father immediately urged the boy to ask me for a second sticker. The boy said, "No, I'm happy with what I have. I'm happy with what I have." Such wisdom, grace, and gratitude, all from an 8-year-old boy. Too often, we forget to be happy with what we have. And in our forgetfulness, we spread the infection of discontent. A while ago, I received a phone call from a friend, Alejandro, and he was struggling. Times were tough financially, as they are for many of us, and Christmas for his kids was going to be spare at best. Alejandro said that for the first time, he realized that this is the way it is for many, many people in this country every year, including some of us here today. Alejandro went on to say, "How do I give my kids a Merry Christmas when all they see around them on TV and TikTok and Target is the idea that you have to have more to be happy? My kids' friends all want the latest model iPhone, the newest video game for Xbox or PlayStation, the hottest North Face puffer, or those crazy-priced $165 Air Jordan sneakers that every teenage boy seems to crave. That ain't gonna happen this year, or next year for that matter. We just can't afford it. We probably never could." How is it possible, Alejandro asked, to have a Merry Christmas when nothing is ever enough? Marianne Bachletter echoed this on that radio program 10 years ago, saying, "I recently purchased a new laptop computer. In discussions with the salesperson, he casually said, 'Well, within 2 years, you'll probably want a new one anyway.' Why would I want a new one if my old one was working? Wouldn't I be happy with what I have?" Perhaps want is the key word. I won't necessarily need a new laptop in 2 years, but I probably will want one. Marianne Bachletter continues, "All consumerism, all advertising is based on the assumption that we are not happy with what we have, or if we are happy, that we can be made unhappy by dangling something shiny in front of us." A poet friend of mine says, In days past, the word consumption was used to describe tuberculosis, a wasting away of the body. Today, consumption is a wasting away of the spirit. We need to protect ourselves against this spirit sickness, this constant lack of thankfulness. We may want shiny things, but we don't need them. What we do desperately need is the peace of mind found in moments of contentment and gratitude. We need to identify each of our wildcat urges to purchase or possess as either want or need. Our needs are basic, predictable, manageable. Our wants are chaotic changelings, disturbers of the peace that can never be satisfied. So ask, do we live primarily from our needs or from our wants? For some of us, our needs are foremost in our mind as we just try to hold on, to make ends meet, to pay the rent or make the mortgage payment, to afford the groceries, the electric bill. For others of us, the basics are pretty well covered. But in either case, what are your wants? The wants that might be pulling us off balance and disturbing our peace. In a wonderful poem entitled Mind Wanting More, poet Holly Hughes writes, "The mind always wants more than it has. One more bright day of sun, one more clear night in bed with the moon, one more hour to get the words right, one more chance for the heart in hiding to emerge from its thicket in dried grasses, as if this quiet day with its tentative light weren't enough, as if joy wasn't strewn all around." At a church that I previously served as minister, I received an email from a parent who lived in the town where our church was located, a town whose residents were predominantly white and economically privileged. This is the email that they sent me, and I share it with permission. Dear Tim, here in the culture of this town, there will never be enough. There will never be enough toys and material goods, but also never enough activities, enough grades and exceptional achievements to get into a good college, enough friends, enough money, enough attention, enough love, enough anything. The email continued, 24 access to almost everything and a child culture where parents give their young kids almost anything they want. I really believe that nothing will ever feel like enough. Trying to create boundaries or help kids to make choices and set priorities will draw resistance because so few people do it. But if there is never a sense of enough because people are focusing on their wants and not their needs, what does that bode for the future? We've lost something in the years since my dad was growing up in the Great Depression. At Christmas, about 90 years ago, he was thrilled to just have friends and one slingshot that he could share among them. My dad was truly excited to find an orange and 2 pennies in his Christmas stocking, the only orange he would have all year. As were many Americans living in the deep Great Depression. The holiday focus back then for my dad was family and friends, being together, singing carols together, going to Christmas Eve service together, and of course, eating together, even if the meal was just cabbage and mushroom stew, as it often was for my dad and his family's Christmas meal. So I wonder, how do we cultivate that simple attitude of gratitude? No matter our economic reality, scarce or plenty, how do we raise our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren in our current world of perpetual longing? How do we protect our spirit, our soul, our precious inner self when mass consciousness gorges itself on the idea that newer is best? How do we unplug from the greed grid and become grateful for what we do have? Richard S. Gilbert writes, "Gifts that matter have no weight. They are without substance. Gifts that matter most are given to us by life in grace. Moonlight on the bare winter tree branch, frost delicately etched on a window pane, crackling fireside, bright because of who is there, reunion of those long separated, memories of Christmas past, gone but not forgotten, anticipations of the new year yet to be, the gift of life itself. Gifts that have no weight." How do we cultivate this kind of consciousness? How do we cultivate this type of mindful, appreciative awareness? These aren't easy questions with ready answers. These are questions we need to wrestle with and live into. My dear ones, we may not be able to change the culture around us, but we might be able to transform the attitude within us. Perhaps, as Marianne Backletter suggested, the starting point is to tend to our needs and whittle away our wants. Would you be willing to say that with me? The starting point is to tend our needs and whittle away our wants. And just one more time. The starting point is to tend our needs and whittle away our wants. Perhaps then we might be able to truthfully say, I'm happy with what I have. Que así sea, bendito sea. May it be so, blessed be. Amen.
city swirls like a snow globe seen in the early dark of a winter's eve, wrapped up in once-a-year traditions the shopping, the wishing, the lists and the giving, noisy sidewalks and traffic horns, jingling bells and crowded stores. I hurry home to beat the rush, still got a tree that needs putting up. But I could use a silent night, 'cause peace on this earth's been hard to find. Just wanna sit beside you in the firelight and look out the window at a silver sky, stillness broken only by an angel choir. No, I don't need more, that's all I wish for Christmas. Drag some boxes from the attic, dig through the ornaments and look for magic. Find the faith I packed away, or just lost in these busy days. But I could use a silent night, 'cause peace on this earth's been hard to find. Just wanna sit beside you in the firelight and look out the window at a silver sky, stillness broken only by an angel choir. No, I don't need more, that's all I wish for Christmas. Look out the window at a silver sky, stillness broken only by an angel choir. No, I don't need more, that's all I wish for Christmas. Oh no, I don't need more, that's all I wish for Christmas.
Again, Riva Guimon, and member of the worship arts team. On the second Sunday of each month, we hold a special offering for a social justice organization that is in alignment with our Unitarian Universalist religious values. Today, we are pleased to welcome Marcel Woodruff, a good friend of UU Fresno and one of Fresno's most impactful social justice leaders. Marcel has been a mentor, advisor, and life coach for Fresno youth, primarily from Southwest and Southeast areas of Fresno for 17 years, and has worked with over 3,000 youth. He is currently Community Justice Network Director for Community Justice Center. He is also a program strategist for Advanced Peace Fresno, a highly effective program that reduces gun homicides in Fresno. It is his work with Advanced Peace Fresno that brings him to us today. Please give a warm welcome to Marcel Woodruff.
Good morning. It's good to see all of you. So I want to come here today and with my colleagues, Aaron Foster, who is the program manager of Advanced Peace, and this is Joseph McCoy, who is the neighborhood change agent for Advanced Peace, and we want to thank you guys. We want to thank you not only for the donation today, but also for your steadfast commitment to justice and equity in the city of Fresno, especially around racial lines. Many of you may not know, but we organized for Advanced Peace for 3 years before it came to Fresno. The final threshold was during 2020, during the Black Lives Matter protest, where you showed up really powerfully, really mightily, and you guys have your banner there and your banner here, and that allowed us to move the needle for the city to actually adopt advanced peace and for it to become a program of the city. So thank you so much for that. So we begin Advanced Peace by targeting, Advanced Peace is a gun violence reduction program. And so we begin with the pilot, that's us. We began with the pilot in Southwest and Northwest Fresno, working with African American males because they were the most vulnerable demographic for gun violence related homicides in the city of Fresno at that time. We are proud to report back, as a result of your efforts as well, that in the first year we saw a 33% reduction in African American male homicides. And this year, we saw a 75% reduction in African American homicides. With a 40% reduction in gun violence overall in Southwest and an 80% reduction in gun violence overall in Northwest. So thank you guys all. So the way Advanced Peace works is we are a gun violence reduction strategy, and what we do is we just love those who society said isn't worth loving. Majority of the resources goes toward housing, food, and transportation for those who have been the most vulnerable in our city, and typically those who are perpetrators of gun violence were at one point in time victims of it. And so we are a space that invites people to heal, to transform, and with amazing men like this, we give them new pathways in life, and as you've seen, like the impact is transformative and healing. So thank you guys all for your donation, and thank you guys for your commitment and what you guys do.
We are happy to support the work of Advanced Peace Fresno. In the spirit, please join me in our words of offering. If not us, then who? If not open hearts, then what? If not now, then when? If not here, then where? If not generously, then how? If not us, then who? Here's a slide showing the different ways you can share. We also have baskets at the side doors for those who exit the Alluvial Avenue Sanctuary. No matter which campus you're on, you are invited to use your smartphones and make a contribution through Cash App at $UU Fresno or scan the QR code on the screen. That's $UU Fresno. Every dollar today goes directly to support Advanced Peace Fresno, and all amounts are appreciated and valued. Reverend Tim is contributing $100 to Advanced Peace Fresno and invites anyone able to match him to do the same. Today, I just really appreciated sharing my gift and want to wish everybody happy, safe, and meaningful holidays. As we prepare to end our service and enter into the afternoon, please join us in chalice extinguishing words led by Karen and Troy.
Extinguimos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, el calor de comunidad, o el fuego de nuestro compromiso. Estos los llevaremos en el corazón. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts.
I pass you gently to Tim for our reminders.
Thank you, Reva. And let's appreciate that extraordinary sharing that you did today, Reva. Thank you. So we have a bevy, and I mean a bevy of reminders. So fasten your seatbelt. First, if you're looking to connect, if you're new or newish, and you want to get involved or just know a little bit more about the church, Cecily is your go-to person, our coordinator of community life. Outside in the overcast Sunday will be our coffee hour. We're all going to need some hot coffee. It's a little chilly out there. Also, there is a table with a blue tablecloth and a sign that says visitors. This is the table just for you if you are new or newish. And there will be a board member there who will be able to engage you in conversation. And it's going to be Mark Wise today. If you did not bring food for our food offering today, you can contribute in the jar on the social justice table after the service. Also today, please stop by the Compassion in Action Animal Ministry table where the team is collecting financial donations for ARF, Animal Rescue Fresno, or just if you want to find out more about our new team, Animal Ministry. Today, here in the sanctuary at 12:30 will be our annual When the Holidays Hurt service. It will also be on Zoom, and here on Alluvial Ave, the childcare will be provided, and the I think there's the link in order to for Zoom, so that would be the Zoom address if you want to join us through Zoom. This Friday, I'm excited that our winter solstice celebration will be led by our new Earth-based rituals group. There will be a potluck at 5 p.m. and then the solstice celebration and rituals at 6:30. I told you there were a lot of reminders. Next Sunday, December 24th, we will have a Christmas Eve morning service at 10:30 a.m., a really simple but beautiful service. And then at 6:30 on Christmas Eve will be our annual Christmas candlelight service. We hope you will join us either on Alluvial Ave or on our virtual campus. And then the following week, December 31st, New Year's Eve morning, 10:30 a.m., I'll be here leading a simple service with music, readings, and reflections to have a gentle end to a challenging year. Looking ahead, two more. Looking ahead at the new year, our auction is fast approaching. February 4th, it will begin. This magic moment is the theme, and our new graphic is by Katie Jenkins Moses, so let's give our appreciation to her. And now from the virtual campus, Jim is going to tell us a little bit about our new art gallery that is back on the wall here on Alluvial Ave.
Hello, Jim Kernan here. I'm pleased to announce that starting in January 2024, the UU Church of Fresno will have an art space on the walls of our sanctuary. It will consist of photographs and paintings from the artists of the UU Church members. I want to encourage all who make art to please join in and contribute their art to this new art space. The art shows will run for 3 months and then will be changed out for new art pieces. I hope to see your photographs and paintings up on the walls of the UU Church new art space in our sanctuary. To participate, please go to the UU Church of Fresno's website, and in the menu go to Upcoming Events. There you will find all the details to participate in the UU Church of Fresno's art space. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. I'm so excited about that. Last but not least, we have a tradition. We like to welcome folks who are with us for the first, second, or third time. We do this not to humiliate you, but we are genuinely glad that you chose to be with us this morning. So if this is your first, second, or third time here, would you rise for just a moment? We won't leave you standing alone for long, we promise. Welcome back. It's good to have both of you. Welcome, 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 welcome. I invite the rest of the congregation to rise with them for our closing words and sung benediction. If you're comfortable, feel free to join hands with those who are close to you. If not, let's place our hands over our hearts. Our closing words come from one of the great scriptures of the world, A.A. Milne's classic Winnie the Pooh. Sometimes the smallest things take up the most room in your heart. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen.
2, 3, 4.
way. Search her safe passage on your way, sweet pilgrim, safe passage on our way. May we have safe passage, safe, safe passage. May we have safe passage, safe passage on our way.
Shalom and assalamu alaikum. Happy holidays.
2, 3, 4.